Welcome. You're listening to Behind the Home Build, a podcast dedicated to all things home building. Whether you're a home builder, home buyer, or something in between, we're here to connect you with the industry experts. My name is Danny Langerman, CEO and Mortgage Loan Originator. With me is my son Riley Langerman, Mortgage Loan Originator. Today, we've got Eric C. again for the second time because we had audio difficulties in the last one, so he was nice enough to come back and give us another round of this. But owner of 5280 Floors, and actually Riley's not here today because he wasn't feeling well, but so I'm going to take over and be able to just have a good conversation. We stopped by your digs not too long ago. Yeah. Awesome space. Yeah. Everything else. Give us. How did you get? First off, from where you're at now, how did you get to? What did you go through to get to where you're at now?
Well, so I started the company back in 2011, so 14 years ago, and kind of started as a kind of a side project. I was working somewhere else, and started off cleaning and power scrubbing hardwood floors for investors and real estate agents and stuff like that. And they, eventually started asking me, "Oh, do you refinish floors? Do you install floors? Do you?" And I'm, yeah. I've been in sales my whole life, so it's like can't say no.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so just started buying equipment, started hiring employees, was running it out of my house for a long time, and then I graduated to a storage unit. I thought I'd really made it at that point, and because it wasn't in my house, and then a small warehouse, then a larger warehouse, and then last year, we opened. We bought the building last spring, did about a 3 to 4 month renovation, and opened the showroom, which is 5,000 square feet. In July of last year, and we still hung on to our warehouse, so we have that as well. So all the contracting and the dust and all that is there, and then as you saw, the showroom is quite different than what we came from.
Quite neat and clean and very
yeah. So
very intricate.
Super fun project getting that off the ground, and we're really proud of it, and it's really starting to pay dividends, and we're able to host great events and have people in it. It's really been a game changer. So.
Right. So that's a total separate kind of little business that you have that we can get into a little bit later, because I think that's pretty fascinating too. But for the most part, I mean, kind of like us, kind of like a mom and pop type of shop.
Yeah.
Smaller company, started from the ground roots. Continue to build. I mean, you walk in there, you've got more flooring than like the Sears Tower on different things that you can choose from, and I mean it's more than overwhelming. I mean, it is just, it's impressive, is what it is.
Well, it's not like a lot of other flooring showrooms. I mean, we are a hardwood floor contractor. Mm-hmm. That's how we started. We also do concrete polishing and coatings, but the whole idea was, we weren't going to bring in tile and carpet, and we stick to what we know and what we're good at, and manufacturers that we know and trust and know perform well in Colorado. And then we added staircases and railings, because in our types of projects we're doing a lot of times they're large remodels or new builds, and so we're able to tie the staircase and the railing design into the floor, and the fit and finish is important. There's little details that go on there that you really got to have locked in, and I think we do a good job of that.
Yeah. So more or less customized railings, and do you create those? Are you fabricating those yourselves, or?
Yeah. So we have a great partner, Elevated Stair and Rail, that does a lot of the fabrication on the pieces and parts. The wood portions we do, the stairs and the treads, I should say, treads and risers, things like that. But we're able to do, traditional wood railings. We're able to do metal railings and glass railings. I mean, anything. And we build the staircases. So those mono stringers that are so popular now, the metal with the floating treads and all that. I mean, soup to nuts. We do the whole thing. We design it. We pull it all together and make it work, which builders appreciate because, you've got to be in lockstep. You can't, there's serious code issues and things like you've got to be on top of your game. And if you're subbing it out to two different companies or two or three different companies or whatever, that's when problems can arise. Well, we can go in and we can, get in it, hopefully on the design side and, go in and then just take over and manage the whole thing. So.
Yeah, that's good. Circular staircases as well.
Anything.
That's pretty awesome.
Anything you can dream up, we can do. So it's cool.
So then you work with commercial contractors, custom home builders, designers, architects, and actually individual homeowners as well.
We do, yeah. So we've got over 200 5-star reviews. So people find us on Google. Phone rings. We do a lot of, we do at least probably 10 to 15 homeowner estimates a week. We'll but the bigger part of our business is our custom home builders, and that's primarily the wood side. Okay, so the hardwood side of our business is 90% residential, whether it's direct to a homeowner or a custom builder, and then the other side of our business is commercial, it's concrete polishing and coatings, which is primarily commercial. Let's say 80% of that business is commercial, restaurants, retail, warehouses. We do it all. So that's a kind of a different feel, but a good fit. We also can polish a basement or do an epoxy flake garage floor or urethane cement coatings and things like that for our custom builders who need somebody to come in and take care of the garage or the basement or whatever. So it's been a good complement. So we bought the concrete business from someone in 2018. So we've been doing that almost 8 years now. Okay. So we've gotten pretty good at it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's fun.
No, that's cool. It's interesting. So you'll see, like you were saying, like the in the garages. So you was it polyurethane? Is that's what goes in the garages as far as
Typically, it's a flake garage. That's what
right.
That's what people are most familiar with. And with that, you go in, you prep the concrete, you create the profile, you put down an epoxy coating, and then you throw flake into it. And the flake, you throw the flake into rejection. So you actually throw away a lot of flake because it's whatever doesn't stick, we got to come back and vacuum up, and then we put a industrial strength polyaspartic top coat over the top. So we don't do the Home Depot special. We do the thick industrial.
So this is,
you can.
Cars aren't going to peel it up or anything like that.
No, and it's all in the prep and the products, and we use nothing but the professional grade. So we're not out there. We're not going to go out there and compete with all these companies that are get your garage door done in one day and that kind of stuff.
Right.
But we do the stuff that you can tell the difference when you look at it. So,
right.
Yeah.
So how is, I guess, one thing comes to my mind. So you're dealing with, if you're dealing with the concrete, you're dealing with the wood flooring and stuff. Have the tariffs at all affected the way you do business as far as, is it taking longer to get stuff? Is it what's kind of your take or what's been your experience so far with that?
Supply hasn't been an issue. The tariffs are definitely, there were so many unknowns initially, and I think a lot of these companies brought in a lot of inventory, but we're just now starting to see, the letters come or the emails, hey, and fortunately we're not feeling the full effects of 15 and 20%, numbers. It's more like 6 to 8%. And we work with domestic manufacturers. We work with a lot of our product comes from Europe, so that those products are going to be affected, I'm sure. But so far, it's been less than I thought it was going to be when all the news broke. That this was going to be coming and inflation was going to go through the roof. And
right.
It was, but it hasn't been nearly as bad as I thought it would be.
Well, that's good. So it hasn't discouraged as many people from buying the product.
No. I mean, our business is up, so it hasn't affected that.
Right.
But that, we've also, who knows? It's like we've exposed ourselves to a lot of new clients with the showroom this year and stuff like that. So,
right.
People are still out buying floors. So
that's good.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, no kidding. You have how many different types? I was asking when Riley and I stopped in and stuff. you've got how many different types of like manufacturers? I mean, well, I shouldn't say manufacturers, but different types of wood floors. I mean, the selection that you can choose from in your office there, your building is. I mean, I was just like, I didn't know there were that many.
Well, I mean, so we work with probably 7, 9, 8, 9, 10 manufacturers, people that we've done business with for years. We've installed thousands of square feet of all of these manufacturers. They're tried and true. We know that these products perform in Colorado with our fluctuating humidity and all that. But that's just the pre-finished side. I mean, we do everything. We do custom. I mean, we do the 2 1/4 strip red oak flooring. We do 10-inch wide plank solid walnut. We work a lot with raw product as well. So where we site finish it, and so. I mean, the sky's the limit, whatever you can dream up. And a lot of pattern work we do, herringbone, chevron, Versailles patterns, and, there's a lot of those are popular right now. So, but we're able to do all of that, custom pieces, curved nosings, and, and it's all about the fit and the finish when it's all done, you know what I mean? It's got to look good, so.
And so obviously you have to have a bunch of installers in this. How many employees do you have out there?
Oh, we're probably at 16, 17 right
good
now.
for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we also, have some excellent subcontract partners that we use. So for a long time, I shied away from the subcontractor model, but that has turned out to be very successful for us. And the reason for that is we manage our projects. Mm-hmm. Like it's not, some guy named Joe's going to show up sometime Tuesday morning. It's like we have a very involved process behind what we do, whether it's using one of our in-house people or one of our subcontractor partners. Everything from our work orders and our work tickets and our pre-walk videos and we do so much up front to ensure the success of the project. And then during the project, we do the communication. I've got a great team, and they whether it's an in-house crew or subcontractor, every day we do a update email with at least 3 photos, a summary of what we did today, what we're doing tomorrow, and are we or are we not going to hit our completion date? And those go out every day by 5 p.m. Every job, every day. Like, that's just a requirement. And so it's not, our subcontractors are great craftsmen, and our projects are successful with them because we manage the ever living what
right.
out of them. That's so important. So.
Right. Well, it sounds like you're very well organized employees. When we stopped in the office, I mean, everyone was grateful, and greeting wise was great and everything like that. Yeah. So obviously, I mean, it looks your culture piece of it seems like it plays a pretty important part of your overall business as well.
We talk about it every day. I mean,
do you?
Literally, our values. No excuses. Listen carefully. Communicate clearly. Always be improving. Always have a can-do attitude. Be prompt and professional. Incentivize our stakeholders. Sustainability and giving back. My people get so sick of me talking about this. It's like, it's super, super important with who we hire for sure, but who we buy our products from, who we do business with, whether it's a B2B client or a homeowner. We're really looking for that cultural match, and we're not for everybody, and it's easy to get along. I say this all the time. It's easy to get along when everything's going well, right? Or where everything's going great. But when, not if, but when something doesn't go right, who are you working with? Who are, and so, just super important, that culture piece, big.
Yeah, which is going to be big for your builders as well. So
for
obviously
sure.
that's when you're doing that much work, builders are going to take note of that too.
For sure, yeah. It's like I said, it's not about how you do when things are going great, but are you working with people who are going to do the right thing, do what they say they're going to do, and make it right one way or the other. That's super important to us.
No,
sure.
I think that's great. What are the trends right now for hardwood floors? Are you seeing, is it starting to, I mean, for me, I think they're obviously a lot nicer than, if you're looking at carpet or anything like that. I mean, hardwood floors, you do the hardwood floors, and I think it makes the entire house. But are you seeing more of an upward trend right now? I mean, when it comes to your builders, to individual, obviously homeowners and that kind of thing?
As far as
what
look is everybody going for?
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean
Okay.
that look. I mean
Yeah.
the resale is everyone always talks about the resale value and everything, and hardwood floors are a big piece of that. And I know you don't, that's what you specialize in too. So
Yeah.
I'm just interested to hear if it's good to hear your business is up, but I mean, is it getting to be so far up to where is it getting hard to manage? I mean, as far as business coming in?
No, I mean we're hiring constantly. Whether it's field people, we just brought on a couple of new members to our management team, so that's growing, and it's all about having those processes in place so that when the business increases, you've got something behind that's helping you manage those projects. It's not just let's see how I'll remember if something went bad and it won't happen the next time. It's like, no, we go back to our process and we're like, how do we never do that again?
Right.
So. But you asked about trends as far as hardwood flooring. Somebody told me once that flooring follows furniture. So in the 90s, all the furniture went espresso, and so everybody wanted a dark floor, right? And then furniture went gray, and so everybody wanted gray floors, and in the early 2000s or whatever, and for the last probably 10 years, it's been trending more toward natural tones. Okay, so more clean looks, think Scandinavian,
Right.
Which is great for a number of reasons, but also sheen levels. Wood floors used to be shiny. Everybody, if it wasn't shiny, it wasn't clean. Well, that's kind of gone away, and everybody's going more toward matte finishes. So the more natural in color or lighter you go in color, and the lower in sheen you go with wood floors, the easier they are to maintain, the better they wear. They just are much more forgiving than the old black shiny floors. I mean, if you had a golden retriever and a black shiny
Right.
you can imagine,
Yes.
you're
It's gonna be pretty hairy.
You're vacuuming every day. Where, more neutral tones, lower sheen, much easier.
Right.
So, yeah.
So someone comes to visit your showroom, what is it? What can they expect when they come to see your showroom?
Well, the first thing is we're going to ask a lot of questions. It's going to be like, do you have kids? How old are they? What kind of dog do you have? So understanding how they're going to use the floor, right? That's super important up front, before we get into, because like to your point, there's a lot going, you can see a lot of stuff in that showroom. It's really important to get the blinders on as quick as possible. Then we get into color and grade and cut, and there's all kinds of different things, with wood floors, engineered or solid or pre-finished or site finished. I mean, it's so we really try and guide our clients in the right direction, because if we do our job right, I don't hear from them again, right?
Yeah. Well, which is, unless they need to get it refinished,
right. And
which is obviously
yeah,
part of the business model as well.
yes, for sure. So.
So now let's go back to your showroom. So on this, you also said, I think you had a wedding there? Or is it coming up?
Yeah, there's somebody that wants to have a wedding there, but we've had a baby shower,
Okay.
a couple other little groups that want to have networking events and stuff in the space. Yeah.
And it's a perfect space, right on the river, South Platte, right across from Mile High Stadium,
Yeah.
for the most part.
Well, the new Mile High is going to be right across the street.
Oh, is it? Is it? Oh, okay.
Burnham Yard is kind of right across I-25 from us. So there's two hot tub places at 8th Avenue and I-25 that have been there ever since I've been in Denver.
Right.
It's like 25 years. We're right between the two hot tub places. So as soon as I tell people that, they're like, oh, I know exactly where you're at. So, but we set the showroom up definitely to be different. It's not, there's a lot there, but it's not just a bunch of displays and brands and logos. And, we tried to keep it very clean and, we don't want people to get overwhelmed. But so it's a really clean look. We've got a full bar. We've got a golf simulator. We've got 1,000 square foot deck off the back overlooking the river. I mean, it's set up for events, but it's also set up, if one of our clients or partners want to have an off-site meeting, or, hey, I'm coming from the north, you're coming from the south, let's meet at 5280 Floors and have a cappuccino at the bar, and or set up your computer and bug out, or go out on the deck and work out there and, enjoy a glass of wine or whatever,
Right.
So it's really meant to be used, not just for shopping for floors or railings or staircases, or it's really meant to be welcoming. It's set up kind of like a cafe, as you saw. Like it's a cool place to hang out. So and our designers and our partners love it. It's a great place to kill an hour here or there, in between appointments or whatever. So it's been good.
No, it is. It's pretty odd. And if I end up, we'll take Jen there and stuff too. I think I'd let her just kind of look around, and I'd say turn on the golf simulator, and that way to kind of cruise some time that way. So
Yeah.
But anyway, no, it's a great spot. It's great that you have it out there. Like I said, it's one of the nicest showrooms I think I've ever seen. So, yeah.
The response has been great. Everybody that comes in is just like, blown away. They're like, this is awesome. Like, so it's been a getting it to this point, kind of like you're like a child you raise,
Right.
A labor of love, and it's turned out better than I thought it would. So
are you going to expand from there? You going to go any other offices, or is this kind of what this is?
I've bitten off about all I can chew right now. So.
Okay. Oh, I was just wondering. I mean, sounds like, the way it's going, and will you go down? Actually, that's a good question too. Will you go down to the Springs, up to Fort Collins? Where's your footprint?
We did 3 projects in Phoenix last year.
Oh, good.
So,
okay.
Yeah, into this year. So those are mainly commercial projects where we have a specialty process that we do that we have the skill to do it, so they pay to send us down there. But primarily our business is Fort Collins to Colorado Springs. We do some mountain work. We've got some projects in Winter Park and Fraser and Summit County going on right now. But there's so much going on here in Colorado. It's you know what I mean. You really don't have to travel very far. I think there's lots of opportunities for any companies in any industry, that do things the right way, and you don't need to try and be all things to all people.
No, I would definitely agree. So if you were to talk to your commercial contractors, your home builders, designers, homeowners, and the like, with architects in there as well, because there's quite a few there's a lot of floor companies out there.
Yes.
What sets you apart from the rest of those?
So, when you walk into our showroom, we look pretty retail, and these people are clearly selling floors, right? Well, there's a lot of people that are selling floors, but they're not contractors. We're a contractor, So when they find out that, not only do we install what we sell, but we understand how to manage projects, and not just from making sure the material shows up and it gets installed in the right direction and the way the homeowner wants it, but when they start to understand that we do things like all of the National Wood Flooring Association requirements for moisture testing, and particularly in new builds or a big remodel where somebody's not living in the house, who's managing the indoor environment? You know how many floor claims there are in Colorado because people are installing floors in a house that has no windows? You know what I mean?
No, I didn't know. That's a good point.
So, wood is hygroscopic. It takes on it, releases moisture, right?
Right.
And if you don't keep your indoor environment between 60 and 80 degrees and 30 and 50% relative humidity, that's not considered indoor living conditions, and your warranty is void. So a lot of times with like new builds, we do the all the little things like we install data loggers on the wall. If nobody's in the home, like nobody's living there, and we know that the environment's not being held, we've got a data logger that we install on the wall that gives us a reading of relative humidity and temperature every hour, and it gets sent right to our phone.
It's remote.
It's remote. So, yeah, I mean, we can tell, if something's going, hey, whoever's there, the other trades, maybe it's a painter or something where they're raising the humidity because they're spraying paint in there. Whoa, guys, we gotta
that's
change this. So it's not only after the floor is installed, but we got to bring wood floors a week or two ahead of time before we do the install to acclimate to the indoor environment. So that environment has to be controlled from really before we get there, but right when we deliver the material, through install, through occupancy. So that data logger stays in that house for months, while they do cabinets and trim work and all the other finishes after us. So yeah, I mean, you can get into believe me, but we've been around 14 years, and when we were young, we made mistakes.
Right.
So I tell people, you're getting us while we're good.
We've gone through the mistakes.
Yeah, we've got to go through them. See, there's also not just data loggers on the wall, but we can install these. They're called FID boxes, but there's a couple companies that make them. But it looks like about the size of a playing card, and you can a little thicker. But you install those in the floor. You router out the backside of a plank, and you put one of those in, and we can get readings from that for 6 years every day. Like it'll take a reading once a day for 6. The battery runs out after about 6 years, but that protects you against claims. And it's not all about protecting us,
but the builders.
Yeah,
the contractors.
We're protecting the homeowner.
I mean, yes,
a homeowner wants to go through, spend $500,000 on a remodel, and then 3 months later there's gaps in their floor like that are ridiculous. And it's because okay, well, guess what? If we got to replace that floor, it's not just the floor that's coming out. First of all, the people are moving out, the furniture's moving out, the artwork, the fabrics, and the cabinets, everything's sitting on the floor. It's a big deal if something goes wrong. So I think that's what people appreciate about us and what makes us different than the competition. We're not just out here trying to sell, a floor that, for the most margin we can make. It's like, I don't want to have an uncomfortable conversation 6 months from now.
Right.
We protect everybody, including the manufacturer.
Yeah.
We don't like claims. We don't like, that kind of stuff.
Details.
And it's easy to screw up a wood floor in Colorado.
Yeah. Oh, details. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
This is behind the build, right?
Yeah.
We're a subcontractor. We're a cog in the wheel, right?
Right.
And there's a lot of cogs, and one of those screws something up, and then it can become a big mess.
No, I think that's.
And we're perfect every time.
Yeah.
So
I'll make sure to put that on there.
Yeah, make sure. No, I mean, like I said, we've been around 14 years. We try so hard not to repeat a mistake. We're very process driven. And we've been around the block. I'd like to think 14 years is not forever. There's a lot of companies that have been around longer, but I do feel like, we're a company that's constantly trying to improve. One of our 9 values is always be improving. So, that's really important to us, and working with good people.
Right.
Hanging out with good people.
Yeah, there you go. That's always important as well.
Yeah.
That is a good thing.
To your listeners out there, we're not just about selling product. We're not just about installing floors. If somebody has a question or something doesn't look right with your floor or your project and you need an opinion, I tell people, you always get my opinion, whether you like it or not. But we're here to make the industry better too. It's not just about how much money can we make. We're trying to create a company that is not only profitable but has significance. Right? So, we're all about consulting and helping people, make good decisions. So, yeah.
All right. And if they want to come visit your showroom, what's the address of your showroom?
1025 Zunai Street, right between the 2 hot tub places. And we're open 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, and others by appointment. So,
okay. If they want to get a hold of you as far as via email, what email address?
The best way is sales@5280floors.com. That's kind of goes to the whole everybody in the team involved with anybody new coming in needing floors, and yeah, maybe our website's easy to find, 5280floors.com. Can't miss us.
Okay. And then phone number if they're looking at asking questions or anything like that?
303-625-3835.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thanks for coming along. This is coming out
good.
and do. I appreciate
you
it.
again.
Yeah, you too as well. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Behind the Home Build, the podcast for all things home building. He's Danny, and I'm Riley, and if you're interested in learning more from experts in the home building community, we're on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast, and a few others, all at Behind the Home Build Podcast. And if you have any questions at all, make sure to send them our way on Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook at Behind the Home Build Podcast.